My name is Sara Fernandez Aguayo and I am a doctor in education, specialized in drama therapy as resource in the design and evaluation of development program for therapeutic, social and pedagogical intervention. I share this presentation with my colleagues, the doctors in education, Margarita Pinojuste and Sara Dominguez Lloria, and specialize in design and evaluation of programs and music respectively. Firstly, I would like to thank the organization for, despite the situation, continuing to work so that this Congress could take place. Our presentation entitled Drama for Integration and Intercultural Learning in Educational Context.
Then, we describe the implementation and evaluation of an intercultural experience in a Galician primary kindergarten school in which almost 40% of the students are of gypsy ethnicity. Firstly, it should be noted that there are currently several studies that present drama as a creative and effective tool for personal and social development. Dramatization is nothing other than using theater for educational purposes. The process becomes more important than the results, since it is this process where the change takes place. The dramatization seeks to develop from the action the capacities of the children with the purpose of finding themselves and strengthening their expression of self towards others in the world. Releasing your emotions and providing a specific place where abstract and cultural concepts can be represented, allowing you to relate to different cultures and building a social consciousness that prepares you for real life. In addition, drama offers a safe place where children can express themselves and open up with confidence, thus developing verbal and body language. It allows each one to develop from the place where they are, allowing different rhythms and processes in the development of the group. On the other hand, a good acquisition of social skills in the early age of a child is essential for their development. The first relationships are very important because they largely determine your personality and self-esteem. A deficit in social skills causes the child to isolate himself from society. So, it is very important that you develop your social skills at an early age so that you are able to make and keep friends. It is important to note that drama allows the use of different arts, such as music, theater, or movement. The program is developed at the State Plurilingüe da Ribeira, a publicly owned center that has 149 students enrolled in different educational stages: early childhood education and primary education. The center presents a great diversity, with 38% of students which are gypsies and a considerable number of children with special educational needs. The school failure rate is high and the degree of truancy is very elevated. The intervention was developed through play and various artistic languages, mainly music and theater. We chose drama, given the situation of absenteeism, and motivation to study because we needed a tool that motivated and moved the children to action. One of the characteristics of the gypsy culture is its passion for art, taking it into account into their day-to-day as one of the main means of expression and communication. From a very young age, children develop by listening, seeing, and expressing themselves through different artistic forms. This is why drama, in addition to all the benefits it brings, is presented as a tool that will allow children to investigate, express themselves, and develop from what motivates them and what they feel comfortable with, which is art, thus creating a bridge between the school and their roots. The objective was to raise awareness of the gypsy culture, develop a positive identity, and integrate gypsy students into the life of the educational community. This is not an objective that was born with this project, but rather something that the teachers and educational community has had present for several years. Inclusion has been a main point in all the work areas. All the gypsy children enrolled in the center participated voluntarily in the project. Many of these children have poor academic performance, truancy, and do not have the support at home that motivates them to study. The range is from 4 years old to 12 years old. The methodology used in this project is an active and participatory methodology. It seeks to use action to generate skills and knowledge that allow an improvement in the relationships between the gypsies and the non-gypsy students. In this context, the gypsies call them payos, thus favoring positive interactions and the leading to the creation of an inclusive educational center. For this, the following methodological principles were taken into account: individualization, autonomy, cooperation, socialization, creativity, activity and participation. All the dynamics were directed to the realization of a short film that would be screened at a celebration on the International Day of the Gypsies, which is April 8th. For the realization of this project, 3 subjects jointly participated: evangelical religion, artistic education, and physical education. All the students who participated in the short film were of gypsy ethnicity and did so voluntarily. First, a brainstorm was held where the students said those things that they wanted to say to the educational community. The questions from which we started were, what do you say and what do you want them to know about you? After gathering ideas, a selection was made and a structure was created. What is the origin of the gypsy people? What are our customs and characteristics? What is the meaning of our flag? Explain words from our language. What things we don't like that people think about us. What we really feel. we can study and become professionals. Afterwards, the topics were distributed in groups and they had to gather information to explain it. To collect this information, they used the internet and their families. The information collected was shared and the recording was made. The Day of the Gypsies was exposed in the auditorium of the school, and in addition, 3 songs were sung and danced and played by them. In addition, 2 adult gypsies, a social integrator and a social education student, shared their experience and encouraged the gypsy students to make an effort to go to school and study. The following week, there was a culture exchange where gypsy students taught their classmates to clap, play the cajon flamenco, and to dance. All the activities were carried out in the different facilities of the center during the months of March and April of the year 2019. We used 3 types of evaluation: initial evaluation, process evaluation, and final evaluation. And in the box on the screen, you can see the techniques and instruments that we use for each evaluation. The results obtained through a qualitative evaluation show an improvement in relationships, an increase in security and confidence by the gypsy students to express their own cultural identity, and a positive vision of the gypsy culture by non-gypsy students. Next, we will present some of the most significant data which was gathered by using the different instruments. Here are some interviews carried out by the students of the gypsy ethnic group. I loved being able to teach what we like. I liked that they could see how we really are. Being able to talk about who we are to our classmates was very nice. Making a short film about our culture made me feel proud. I loved doing this project, and I was always looking forward to the day when I got to make the short film. Now we will show some of the interviews carried out by the non-gypsy students, and we can see responses such as, "I always wanted to learn, but I was ashamed to ask them to teach me things. I thought it was a great way to learn from our classmates. I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it." For me, it was exciting to be able to get to know them more and spend this time with my classmates. It was exciting to talk more with them and get to know what they are like. Notes were recorded in the field diaries that showed emotion, commitment, enthusiasm, and the desire to continue learning. They proposed not to go out to recess so they could continue rehearsing in the auditorium during their breaks. The day that costumes had to be brought, everyone came with them. Many brought accessories such as hats or canes, and the girls had their hair done and their makeup on. These results allow us to say that drama is presented as an effective tool for intercultural integration and specifically for the development and integration of children of the gypsy ethnicity. Some of the limitations we have encountered are the difficulty in obtaining permissions to collect data. In fact, we cannot present any visual material for not having permission to do so. It would be interesting to be able to pass quantitative instruments to gather greater reliability and corroborate the data obtained in a qualitative way.
The results allow us to guide new methodological strategies and reflections on the implementation of upcoming projects. And it encourages us to continue working with drama as a tool in social, therapeutic, and pedagogical development. Thank you very much for your attention.